Hi, this is bookishclara, and today we are going to talk about the Korean version of Cinderella. 콩쥐, aka Cinderella, loses her mother when she is very little and grows up with a stepmother. Her stepmother dotes on her own daughter, Cinderella's stepsister Pat쥐. So here's the examples of her mistreatments. A. When reading a field, her mother gives 콩쥐 a wooden hoe when Pat쥐 gets a steel one, while 콩쥐's dead mother's spirit turns into a cow and helps her with the work and also gives her some fruits. Fruits? That's random. B. When there's a party for her mother's side of the family, 콩쥐 is left behind. Seriously, showing up to your husband's first wife's family without her daughter is just awkward. And while her stepmother and stepsister is living it up at a party, 콩쥐 is left behind and is given several impossible tasks. Like 1. Filling a dog with a hole at its bottom, and a dog is a crock about the size and shape of a barrel. And actually, this task of filling a dog with a hole at its bottom is a Korean proverb about something that is ultimately useless no matter the amount of work you pour into it. Also, she has to ground through the grain and weave the cotton, which is really difficult to do on her own. But never fear, some of your friendly neighborhood woodland creatures are here. A toad turns up and manages to block the hole in the dog with its body, and a flock of birds shares the grain for her, and the celestial maiden drops by and weaves the cotton for her. Kinda reminds me of Psyche in the myth about Psyche and Eros. The maiden leaves 콩쥐 with beautiful clothes and shoes, and 콩쥐 puts them on and goes to the party. On the way, she loses one of her shoes in a stream. The shoe is later noticed by the local governor, and when he realizes that it's 콩쥐's, he decides to marry her. Which was very quick. This is the first classic Cinderella part of the story. He matches the Western version closely, except for some twists like substituting the fairy godmother for the celestial maiden, and the prince for the old Korean favorite, the local governor. But in the second part, we get to see a darker end to this tale. When 콩쥐 is living her happily ever after, Pat쥐 manages to drown her in a convenient pond. 콩쥐, because she is the protagonist after all, is reborn as a flower and gets back at Pat쥐 by harassing her every chance she gets. How do you harass someone when you're a flower? I mean, how did it even work? Eventually, she manifests and tells the governor about her woes. Pat쥐 is immediately executed. I mean, this governor doesn't play around. After that, Pat쥐's body is sent to her mother, and when she sees Pat쥐's body, Pat쥐's mother faints, then dies. Oh, and in some versions, Pat쥐's body is also pickled. But I think this is actually a pretty good idea for some sequels. 콩쥐팥쥐 is an intriguing mixture of two tropes, with the marriage of man and wife working as the base of the story, and the trope of wicked stepmother intertwined. The later parts can't be found in its Western counterparts. We can say it is born of Korea's beliefs about rebirth, and also the classic trope of good people get rewarded and bad people get punished. So I hope you enjoyed this counterpart of Cinderella, and I'll see you in the next story. Bye!